The watch industry has been busy lately, dropping a bunch of really cool new releases. We've got one of the best looking sporty dress watches we've seen all year, some super stylish daily gattas, and a fresh new collection from an affordable Swiss watch brand most people have probably never heard of, even though they've been making watches for over 100 years. For a brand that was barely talked about a couple years ago, Raymond Weil has been on an absolute streak. It started with the Millesime last year, setting the stage for a new era for the company. Then came the refreshed Dakota Heritage dress watch with its slim, classy elliptical case. And now they're pushing things even further with the Takata Heritage Edition in collaboration with Second, turning dress watch rules into something playful and fun. Raymond Weil started in '76 and were pretty much known for making just traditional watches. But the new collab brings a whole new flavor. Second is known for poking fun at the watch culture. And this watch taps right into the endless debate about how a dress watch should be worn under a shirt cuff. The gray dial is split straight down the middle, almost like the dial itself is arguing. The left side is matte gray and lays out the official rule in bright yellow text. Dress shirt cuff should cover at least half of the watch, with a yellow arrow pointing right to the center. The right side has a silky sunray finish and lists 4 different cuff positions like a little etiquette guide. The ideal sweet spot, biz casual, semi-formal, and formal. Flip the watch over and the jokes continue. With a tongue-in-cheek tip for aspiring watch snobs. Never wind your watch while wearing it. Take it off first, then wind it in a dramatic fashion, ideally in the middle of a conversation. Inside is Raymond Weil's slim hands-wound RW4100 movement based on the Sellita SW210. It runs at 28,800 vibrations per hour and has a 45-hour power reserve. The watch comes on a black strap with an alligator pattern, and while the brand hasn't said just how many they're making, it is a limited edition and priced just a smidge over $2,000. For over 40 years, G-Shock has built its name on making watches with one clear goal. They could basically survive anything. And the new G-Steel GSTB 1000 keeps that spirit alive in a cleaner, more modern way. Basically, they've taken the toughness of the original 1983 DW5000C and trimmed it down into a sleeker metal package that still stays true to what G-Shock is all about. You get the classic brick pattern dial, octagonal bezel, and those red, blue, and yellow pops of color. But now in a compact 44.2mm case that's only 11.6mm in thickness, making it incredibly wearable. The whole idea behind this watch is less is more. So G-Shock stripped away anything unnecessary and focused on clean lines, a tough stainless steel case with mixed finishes, and a new trifold clasp that feels solid without being flashy. Inside it's packed with the usual G-Shock toughness, thanks to a carbon-reinforced inner case, shock-absorbing components, and a slimmer module that keeps everything lightweight but still strong. And of course, it's loaded with a lot of modern features. Tough solar power, Bluetooth for automation time syncing through the Casio Watches app, helpful extras like time and place logging and phone finder, and of course the usual shock resistance, 200 meters of water resistance, and a bright super illuminator LED light. They even used bio-based resin for some of the inner components to help cut down environmental impact. What's really cool is this new model comes in 3 different color options. This new watch brings together everything people love about G-Shock: durability, reliability, and a style that just works anywhere. And for $440, it's a one-watch solution that blends toughness and everyday versatility in a really clean way. Most watches are built for a certain purpose or a specific kind of look, like a fancy perpetual calendar or a hardcore diver. But some are meant to handle anything. That was the goal that AV8 and Worn & Wound set out to do with their latest collab. They wanted a tough, super legible, everyday tool watch that looks good and wears comfortably. The result is the CVRT3775A, pronounced covert. What's really interesting is how it pulls different ideas from very specialized watches. Things like a hard-coated steel case and 100 meters of water resistance. But it's not a field watch, it's not a dive watch, and it's not a pilot watch. It's meant to be the jack of all trades. The Night Shadow colorway and rugged build are designed for real daily use and travel, especially if your days lean a little adventurous. The dial is clean and easy to read. The 38mm case mixes finishes in a way that makes it feel simple but still interesting. You get a big fixed bezel with brushed top, polished edges, and knurling that matches the grip on the crown. Inside it runs on the Miyota 9015, super reliable, durable, and easy to service. The lume is strong thanks to applied C3 superluminova indices that glow bright green, and the hands have matching lume to keep everything readable at night. The dial itself stays minimal with a small logo at the top, a tucked-in date at 4:30, and a seconds track on a raised chapter ring under a flat sapphire crystal with an anti-reflective coating. One thing you probably noticed right away are the longer lugs, but that was designed for a specific reason. So the watch hugs the wrist and doesn't twist around, especially if you wear your watch a little loose like some people do. It definitely looks like AV8 and Warner Wound put a lot of thought into every detail. On the surface, it looks quite minimal, but all the little details come together and it looks quite cool. I think it's made for people who just want a tough, great-looking watch they could actually live with and not have to baby. The Night Shadow is available for $450 and comes in a cool tin inspired by old military and industrial containers, along with both a fitted rubber strap and a nylon NATO, both black and feature brushed steel hardware. Just over a year ago, Eco-Neutra's Rivenera blew up as one of the best affordable automatic dress watches in the scene, and the brand has created a sequel that I think is even better. They are still a young indie watch company founded in 2018, but they've already carved out a look that mixes classic design with modern architectural vibes, all wrapped in a clean, monochrome palette. Now they've taken that formula and shrunken it down in a new version called the Rivenera Piccolo. The case keeps the same design as the original, but is shorter by 7mm lug to lug, and the dial leans even harder into minimalism. It's still grade 5 titanium with a sandblasted charcoal finish, flat top, angled lugs, tiered sides, and that cool octagonal bolt crown. People who wore the original absolutely loved how lightweight the watch was. Even though the Piccolo is smaller, it's actually 8 grams heavier, coming in at 29 grams. The reason is because they swapped the original ETA hands-wound movement for an automatic Sellita. But without a doubt, the real stars of the show are the new dials. The watch drops all the Art Deco details and goes full minimalism with pin-style hands, no seconds hand, no markers, nothing. Just Rivenera at the top and a tiny date window tucked at 6 o'clock. 2 of the dials use a really interesting pattern that takes over the entire watch, only broken up by a thin raised frame near the edge. And the third dial is the wild one, a smooth black that absorbs 99.4% of light that hits it. It's basically a black hole on your wrist and gives off the same clean vibe as a lacquered Tank Louis Cartier dial, just at a way friendlier price. Inside is another big update. The Piccolo now runs on the tiny Sellita SW1000 automatic, which has a 4 Hz beat rate and a 46-hour power reserve. I definitely think this watch is an absolute banger. It's still feather light, the new proportions make it easier to wear, the automatic movement is more practical, and the minimalist dials are straight up stunning. It's available for $1,980, and all versions come with the black rubber strap. Unimatic's new Modella Tray chronograph has been made just for Maxfield, a super stylish LA and Malibu boutique. And the watch stands out for 2 big reasons. It's one of the stealthiest the brand has ever made, and it's probably the most expensive. And to get the shock out of the way, the watch is priced at $4,295. Some of that comes from legit upgrades, like one of the best movements Unimatic has ever used, and the rest comes from the ultra-limited, hype-heavy nature of a Maxfield exclusive. This watch is fully blacked out, runs on the Sellita SW510BH automatic that has a 4 Hz beat rate and a solid 62-hour power reserve. What's really cool is how it gets the stealth look from a DLC coating on the case and the bracelet. And the dial keeps that stealth theme going with matte black everything. Snailed black subdials, glossy black printed indices, and 0 lume anywhere. You get a 30-minute counter at 3 o'clock, small seconds at 9, and Unimatic's wireframe hands, plus a seconds chronograph hands without the usual lollipop tip. The bezel is unidirectional with a DLC-coated steel insert and a single glossy black pip. The only component that isn't blacked out is on the case back, which has a brushed steel finish and a sapphire display window. After surviving the quartz crisis and re-emerging in 2003, Cimier celebrated their 100th anniversary last year with the release of the 711 Heritage Chronograph, then followed by the fun, colorful pop editions that reintroduced the brand to a new generation of watch fans looking for a well-made mechanical watch. They're building on that momentum with a new 47 North collection, a compact field watch inspired by the brand's roots and the rugged landscape around its hometown in Switzerland, located at 47 degrees north latitude. I suspect a lot of you are probably not familiar with this brand, or they've spent over a century making watches on the affordable side of Swiss watchmaking. They started out with robust pin palette watches, and by the mid-20th century, that slightly unconventional approach hit its stride, especially with the 1960s Sport, the first industrially produced pin palette chrono. What made that watch special was definitely the design, because it had a simplified construction that made it affordable and successful, producing more than 20 million. The new Cimier 47 North comes in 5 variants, all built around a 38mm 316L stainless steel case with the 46mm lug-to-lug distance and just 11 1/4 in thickness. Basically, the perfect dimensions for an everyday field watch. The brush surfaces are accented with polished chamfers, and you get a box-shaped sapphire crystal with an internal anti-reflective coating for extra legibility. There's also a screw-down crown, a sapphire display caseback, and 100 meters of water resistance. The grained dome dial keeps things clean and functional, while the large Arabic numerals and railroad minute track are printed in contrasted colors. There's lume on the numerals and hands that use Superluminova Old Radium. I really like the splash of color with that bright orange central seconds hands that has a cool rectangular lume block, adding a little extra style points. There's a black, white, gradient pebble gray, moss green, and a river blue option. And each one not only gives the watch a totally different look, but I really like them all, whether it's the classic, casual colors or the more fun, vibrant options. Powering the watch is the super reliable and really accurate Swiss ETA 2824. An automatic that's reliable, easy to service, and a total workhorse. It's also nicely decorated with rhodium plating, Geneva stripes, blued screws, and a custom orange accented rotor. The watch is priced at just over $1,000 at $1,057. Well, that's it for the watches today. Definitely let me know which was your favorite or which was your least. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.